Hi folks, today we're going to make a trip down under to Australia where we run into Collaborative Observation, a Australian-based frauditor who thinks he can do what he wants but is grossly misinformed. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all of my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without your guys' continuous, ongoing support, I couldn't keep the channel going, so I want to personally thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the page, leave a like and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm, and if you can, please consider becoming a member. With all that being said, let's...
We allow videoing or photos in here without permission, so don't mind if you take quick snap of things, but please don't take anything with people in it, otherwise we do have laws that counsel against that for people's privacy.
It's a public building, isn't it?
Yeah, but still, people's privacy.
I'm actually a journalist and I'm doing a story on the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video, and just remember, anyone who calls himself a journalist is a
Building?
Okay.
So it's a publicly owned building.
It's just part of the council terms and conditions of entering the property, so if we could just request that you don't video people in here.
Okay.
Breaching their privacy.
I'm not gonna engage with anyone.
Because we've got children in here.
Yeah, definitely. I won't. With children, no. Thank you. What's this justice of the peace? What is justice of the peace?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that like a judge or? Sorry?
Sign legal documents. Are you recording?
I am. I'm just.
Can you delete me, please?
Oh, why? You don't want to be on
I
video?
don't want to be recorded on the private phone.
Oh.
Well, seeing how we're in Australia, some of the stuff may not make sense to us, but I did get help translating a lot of this stuff. You see, a justice of the peace is no different than a notary. See, he's there to help people get their documents in order, and it's a volunteer position. He's not paid by the government. He is there to help people get their documents in order, notarized, stuff like wills, trusts, signed contracts, stuff like that. But this guy is still trying to violate his rights and his privacy, due to the fact that he feels he's copied enough American frauditors to do so.
Oh, you're in public.
Excuse me, I'm going to have to ask you to leave because this is just getting really disruptive to our customers and people who work here.
It's just a public building.
Okay.
Hello, I'm just doing taking a few pictures.
No, you can't.
Why?
You can't take pictures of anybody
Why?
because it's illegal.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's right. Technically, what he's doing is illegal. Under the Privacy Act of 1988, which is the Australian principal legislation that governs the protections of private information of individuals, but it goes further than that. It goes about how it can be stored, collected, disclosed, and used, not only by the federal public sector, but the private sector. Meaning, if he wants to take video and photo of these people in this public place, he still needs to get their consent and a disclosure agreement to put it up on a website such as YouTube for monetary gain. If he does,
What law is that? What law is it? Privacy in public?
Have you grabbed that phone right now?
No, that would be assault.
Well, it should
Do you work here? Who are you?
It doesn't matter. You got people on the camera that don't want to be on the camera.
In public?
It doesn't matter.
Why? So if I go to Disneyland and take a
Human
picture,
rights, mate.
that's my human right to record in public.
No,
What are you
it's
talking-
not. Human rights.
It's the Human Rights Charter says it. It's audio book. What's she saying that I can't record in here?
Do not film the kids. Best if you just leave.
Why?
It is best if you just leave.
But it's a public building.
It is a public building, but do not film me. Do not film the kids. Do not film the JP. Do not film staff.
Why?
It's time to go.
Why?
It's time to leave.
That's not right. It's
There
my
are children
right.
here.
I didn't film the
There's a room
children.
full of children. Please leave.
I didn't film the
It's time to
children.
leave.
You're violating my rights. You are
I'm not
incorrect.
violating any
You
of
are.
your rights. It's time to
The
leave.
Human Rights Charter says I can record in public. This is a public
That
building.
is
shenanigans.
Na 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 na
Shenanigans.
na 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 na.
And we're calling shenanigans here because this guy is so wrong. You see, in Australia, the Human Rights Charter does not apply here because it has not been ratified through Parliament yet. Therefore, he can argue that he has these rights covered under the Human Rights Charter, but unless it is passed through the Parliament of Australia and gone through the proper legislative channels, that charter does not apply here. No different than another country's constitution would apply to us here in the States.
Not a right.
Of course it is.
That is not a right.
To record in public.
Please leave the line.
No, I'm not leaving. You're incorrect.
Do not film the kids.
I didn't film the kids. I'm a journalist.
You're not even a real journalism. That's right.
You're a journalist and go journal outside.
Why? I'm doing it on the building. Sorry? Sorry. I can't believe you're saying this. No, I'm not going. You need to get educated. You need to get educated. Yeah. So is that a law that I can't record in public? Is that a law that I can't record?
Do not film.
Is that a law that I can't film you? Why? Is that a law? I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying please leave the line.
Why?
Because you're filming us without our permission.
You don't need permission in public, though.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
Even though he is correct, he could film in a public place, like a park or outside on the sidewalks. When he enters a building, such as this library, he would need the permission of the people that he's filming, the people that he's interacting with, because he's putting it on YouTube for monetary gain. Therefore, he needs their consent. And without their consent and of him using it, it could leave him in legal trouble that he may not be able to get out.
If I go to Disneyland and take a picture of my kids, do I have to get permission from the 4,000 people behind? You don't look at YouTube and Facebook, all the pictures in public and the videos. And there's people in public, but you don't need permission in public. I don't know what you're saying. It's just false. Isn't it? Like, I'm a journalist, I'm doing a story on the building. It's a public building, I'm allowed to do it. If you told me it's a law or something, I've never seen a law that you can't film in public. There's no signs on the door saying no recording. They're just gonna ignore me now. Excuse me, did you take a picture of me before?
Beg your pardon?
Did you take a picture of me before?
Why would I take a picture?
I seen you pointing your phone at me. You didn't?
Not for you.
Did you take a picture of me?
No, why would I take a picture of you?
Just if you did, because are you a public servant? You work here? Just if you did, you made a public record? You made a public record because you're on duty as a public servant?
I think this bloke's watched one too many American videos because he keeps using the same lingo that frauditors use here. Did you take a photo of me? Did you make a public record? You're a public servant. I'm going to request that. All the same stuff that our frauditors use are being used over there. I think he might be a bit hungry and a bit confused. Maybe he might want to go down to Hungry Jack and pick him up a sandwich.
What am I doing?
You made a public record when you took a picture of me. So I
didn't take a picture of
Okay, it looked like it. I'm just telling you I'm going to request that picture. So just don't delete it because it's a crime if you delete it.
Okay. Whatever.
Do you know why she's telling me that I can't record in here and the other lady?
Because it's part
Can I
of
speak to the man?
council's
Yep, go ahead.
policies in terms of condition of entry.
There's no signs on the door. Can I speak to a manager, please?
You already have.
Who? Who's the manager? She's. Can I speak to a manager, please?
You were speaking to Lara. She's on the phone to the police at the moment. She is the manager.
I'm just going to wait out there until I can speak to the manager, okay? Because this is ridiculous. You're trying to violate my rights. It's a public space. I'm allowed to record. I don't know why you think it's funny, you know? Like you're discriminating against my rights.
And yet again, this guy is wrong. You see, the Australian Constitution only covers 5 key points of protection. The freedom to vote, the freedom to travel without being discriminated against, the freedom to have a fair, just trial by jury, the freedom of religion, and the freedom to make sure if the government takes your property, you receive equal compensation or value to that property, similar to eminent domain here in the States.
Hello.
Hey mate.
Good, thank you.
How you doing?
Good, thank you.
You got some ID, mate? My name's Sergeant Fogg from Quina Waters Police. You got some identification on you?
I do, but I haven't done anything wrong. I don't think I have to give
Well, you
it.
have, mate. We're just taking a complaint where you were asked to leave and you didn't.
Well,
So-
they asked me to stop recording.
Yep,
And
we asked
I'm
to
a
leave
journalist. I'm a journalist.
Yep, I didn't ask you what you are. I'm asking you for some ID because we're investigating an offence, okay? So you got some identification.
So what will happen if I don't give you my ID?
Mate, if you don't give me your ID, my name's Sergeant Fogg. I'm now giving you a lawful direction.
Yes.
You to provide me with your full and correct details, being your name and current address. If you don't do so, you commit an offence which you'll be arrested for.
I will be
understand
arrested? Okay, no, I don't want to be
that?
arrested.
Yep. Mate, can I get you to put your phone in your pocket?
I'd rather record this for my
Mate,
own
we're
safety.
recording.
No, I want
I
to.
don't know if that's a taser. Put it in your pocket
It's a
or I'll
phone.
take it off you. Put it in your pocket or I'll take it.
Now, the officer is correct. He could have a taser. There are some tasers designed to look like smartphones or umbrellas, flashlights, other objects that would people think they don't have something to protect themselves with. And if the officer's concerned about its safety, he's probably ran across something like it before. Now, he is still allowing him to
Take it off you.
See,
Put it in your pocket or I'll take it off you. You can have the sound.
You can have the
going.
sound
You can have the
recording.
sound. Just put it in your pocket.
Can I have just your name and badge number before I do, please?
Sergeant Jason Fogg. My registered number's 26076 and I'm attached to Quina Waters Police.
Thank you. And yours, please?
Senior Constable Steve Trolsky, registration 179.
Thank you.
Where are you residing?
What will happen if I don't give you my address? Am I required to by law?
Did I give you a lawful direction before?
Yes,
So
so
you
that
understand
includes the
direction?
address. Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay.
They do have the right to ask you to leave the premises.
Not for any reason. So the Human Rights Charter says that I only have to follow reasonable and lawful instructions from any authority. When they told me that you can't take pictures of people in public, that's false. It's actually against the law. The law says I can take pictures.
Now, this guy keeps bringing up the Human Rights Charter, and I looked online to see where I could find out if it's true what he's saying. But yeah, I couldn't find it. I mean, I looked online, I looked on the deep web, I called my local library, and I couldn't find any information about what he says is true. And I was about ready to give up. But then, this emu approached me with an aura, and, well, I showed him this.
Oi, cunt. It doesn't exist.
Pictures in public.
You can write to management, you can write to council and sort that out.
But I don't
okay?
have to follow the instructions if they're illegal and
If they ask you
unlawful.
to leave the premises, you do.
Not if they're unlawful.
They have because your behaviour is interfering and disrupting their trade.
It's me peacefully exercising my rights cannot be disruptive.
That's your interpretation.
That's the law.
When we have
the
them
law,
call
sir.
for police, they believe that
You
you're
need to
disrupting the trade.
educate them that people
No,
can
no,
record.
we're
So I can
educating
record.
you.
Can I record in your police
We're
station?
in my police station.
Yes. Can I
What
record
part?
in there? In the front lobby area.
In the front
Where
lobby, you
the
can.
public access. So why would I be allowed to record in the front lobby area
Your
and not
behaviour-
here?
I wasn't here, so I'm just going on what witnesses have said.
I've
Your
just
behaviour was
come-
disruptive in
Sir, I'll
people
tell
are
you.
here. Okay, I'm just.
I can show you what I recorded. I just walked around the
Officer asked
walls,
you, did you
took
want to
all the signs, recorded all the signs, all the books.
You don't think that going and asking staff?
They asked me immediately. She came up to me.
Do you think that you should have gone and asked to see the librarian?
Absolutely not. So, sir, I may have a bad memory.
Yeah.
I'm recording for my memory as well. You know, I don't have to tell people my medical conditions, why I'm recording.
Well, we're not
The
asking-
law.
Nobody's asking you to disclose any information about your medical history. But what the head librarian and manager told you was that it's okay for you to take a quick photo and that's it. But don't film patrons. You're not allowed to film. And you continue to do so. You were asked by staff multiple times to stop or leave. At this point, you're committing the crime of trespassing.
says that I can.
Well, let me
Yeah,
ask
but
you
they,
this, Alex.
I don't know.
Would a reasonable person feel apprehensive about a stranger filming their child within a library? Would a reasonable person feel apprehensive?
Apprehensive? What does that mean?
Fearful. Uncomfortable.
This guy is fucking stupid!
Uncomfortable. Fearful. Concerned. Worried.
If they're worried about that, they need to take their kids into a private area. I can't be responsible for what I capture when I'm in public. The law says I can film in public. This is freedom of expression, sir. Okay? It's not my problem how people feel.
Well, no,
is there a
not.
law against...
Okay, I'll put this way.
Yep.
It may not. You may not feel it's your problem, but it becomes our problem and it becomes their problem. If you're... Because a lot of people would go in there and act foolish, yell, swear, and they think, well, they just have to deal with my behaviour.
It's a disturbance. It's an offence.
You're committing a disturbance because you're causing people apprehension and fear because you're filming in a public place where they deem that it's not appropriate.
You're not feelings enforcement. You guys are law enforcement.
Well, actually, no. When we come to the place of public nuisance and move on directions, it does come into the fact of how people feel and how those feelings are interrupting with their trade. So your behaviour in there, whether you deem it to be lawful, whether you deem it to be fine, and it doesn't matter, it does in this situation.
And peaceful.
Under the Public Nuisance Act, under the Summary Offences Act, public nuisance is anyone's behaviour that interferes with the trade and ongoing and passage and peacefulness of a business. All right? Now this is a business under the council.
These constables have explained perfectly to this guy why he's a disturbance and why they've been called there. If his behavior, after being told not to film and to stop or leave, and he was refusing to leave, this is just proving their point. And well, he is disturbing their ability to conduct business, especially if people are going there to get books or to, help teach their children or to get some legal documents taken care of through the Justice of the Peace.
They run this, okay? They pay people to run it. It's a business.
I pay them. My taxes pay them.
You can pay them as much as you like.
My taxes pay them. My taxes pay you.
So,
pay your
they're
wages.
saying that your behaviour...
No, your taxes come out of our taxes.
Your behaviour...
Your taxes come out of my taxes.
Those issues within their business. So they asked you to stop that behaviour. You said you didn't have to. You said, I'm going to continue.
I'm not going to allow them to violate my rights.
So,
the law says I can do this. Name me something else that I'll do in there that the law says. Tell me another example that the law says I can do and it will make them uncomfortable, they can ask me to leave. You cannot name another example.
Well, I'm going to give you an official move on direction. Do you understand that? You already filmed that. Yep.
I'm going to take both you guys to court. You're violating my rights. Yep. They violated my rights first. Right. You guys are continuing to do so. Yep. So and you're still not social distancing properly.
You don't have to social distance.
Oh, come on, sir.
I'm now giving you an official move on direction. You are to leave the Kawana Library area, so this entire building.
Mm-hmm.
He's just been given a move on directive, which is the equivalent of a criminal trespassing here. Now, if he chooses to stay or return after receiving this move on directive, he could be facing up to a year in the jail or a $2,500 fine.
Including this park, including the, what's that road in there? Up to the road, and also up to Point Cartwright Drive, so that area. So you can't come, you're not allowed into school anyway, all right? So you can't come within the school. You can't come with 100 metres of this building.
I'm not allowed in the school.
No, you're not allowed. No.
If I have a question, I'm allowed to go in the school and ask. A member of the public is allowed to go.
You can go to the front door.
Yes.
You're not permitted anywhere else but the front administration.
To reception, like an administration.
Yeah. So you're not allowed with 100 metres of this building.
Okay.
Do you understand
that?
Yes. For the next 12 hours. All right?
And what will happen if I don't leave here
I'm going
now?
to explain that to you. All right? So this move on direction effective immediately. So once we finish talking to you, you must leave immediately. Do you understand that? The reason being of your disruptive behaviour in there. Okay? That is the reason you are being
Which was me peacefully recording my experience at the library. You are aware of that.
So that is you refusing to stop filming when staff have asked, and then when you've asked to leave, you haven't left. Okay? This is the reason you're getting a move on, because members of the public have become fearful of your behaviour in there. Do you understand that?
Me.
And they're fearful enough that they've called us.
You're not feelings enforcement.
So, if you fail or contravene that direction to move on and come within 100 metres within 12 hours. So the time is now 10:42.
Yep.
So that'll be 11:42. No, 12:42 in the morning. So 12:42 in the morning.
Oh, in the middle of the night.
Yeah, in the middle of the night. So tomorrow's morning. On the 1st of the 6th.
Yep.
If you return within those 12 hours, you'll be contravening my direction.
Yes.
And you could be committing an offence, and therefore you could be charged.
We're ending the video here. The constables explain to him why he must leave, and he still goes around in circles, arguing that it's his rights under the Human Rights Charter to do so, even though we have covered that it doesn't apply here. But before we go, I have some parting words from my emu friend who would like to address this guy.
Here in Australia, we practice 4 magical letters, F-A-F-O. Yeah, that's right, cunt. Fuck around, find out.
Wiser words have never been said. So if you guys want to help the emu army, they'll gladly take donations of VB longnecks. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I will see you guys next time. Special thanks to all members of the news team. Without your guys' continuous, ongoing support, I couldn't keep the channel going, so I want to thank all of you personally from the bottom of my heart.